Brighton 2, Manchester City 1. Again, just not good. I thought we'd bounce back from the Spurs game, but we just really didn't. Just another really, really mediocre performance. But, it's not something to. I don't think it's something to get worked up over still, even though it is very, very below the standards that we expect. But I think this season's going to be another one of those years where I think we're going to have to really, really going to have to sort of get these players to click. But you know, it was our own fault. We should have killed the game in the first half. We really should have done. We played well. Haaland got a goal. We should have made it two, but we didn't. And then a silly penalty, and then just a shocking bit of defending in the last 9 minutes. But really, just not the best. The second half performance was just pretty bad. But yeah, I think it's time to get into the player ratings, don't you? So, yep, what more can we say? Erling Haaland, did his job. He's the striker, he scored a goal. What more do you expect from him? Should he have scored more? Probably, when you look at his shot map. There was a couple of chances, could he have done better? Probably. Headers, again, just been all over the place. But, what can you say? He scored his goal. He did the striker's job, he got a goal. That's all he needs. But, again, I still think he should have put away maybe another chance in that game. Killed it off. It's what you expect in a game like this, but nah, didn't really. So, I think he did his job, I suppose. It's simple as that. I've just seen Trafford's man of the match, according to this. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. Omar Marmoush, again, I think he did alright, Probably just got the assist for the goal, which was good. So, did his job in and around the box. But, I mean, again, nothing to scream home about. But, again, I think he was a decent player. He's not one of the ones to sort of pick out, really, as an issue. I think he's still a great player. And I'm happy with him, with how he's playing at the minute. So, yeah, I've got no nitpicks about him. Great assist. And just, yeah, nothing really much else to say about him. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, really, Marmoush. Tiani Reinders, again, a very quiet game, similar to Tottenham, He played a blinder against Wolves, but then he's had two quiet games now. Not quite up to the standards that I thought he would be, but again, it's early days. I think it's hard to really push these new players and expect them to be, expect them to be the next De Bruyne. That's just unrealistic, it shouldn't be like that. But, was hoping for a bit more, really, but what can you say, really? What can you say? But, yeah, not the greatest of performances. Bernardo Silva, just, again, not a good performance. I'll be honest, without being totally rude to him, he was invisible. He played 72 minutes. Honestly, I remember even in the first half where we were playing pretty good, he just didn't see him. Feels like he just sort of I don't know, he moves around. Before he used to move around the pitch and he was everywhere and he was brilliant. But now it just feels like he's moving in and out the pitch and you just can't seem to track where he is because it's like, I don't know, it never really felt like 44 passes. I couldn't name you one. It just not the standards that Bernardo Silva is. Really just isn't. Just not the best performance by any means by Bernardo. Like, for the club captain, come on lads, just get with it, please. Because he's that good player, we know he is. And I'm not giving up on Bernardo. I'm just not. But come on lad, we expect better. Oscar Bob, brilliant. I thought he was really good. I genuinely did. Maybe he should have got a shot off. He got, there was a couple of chances. There was that one dribble he did was phenomenal. He's showing great signs, and I'm not giving up on him. I think he's a really, really good technical player. He could have done better per se, but I still think he's a really, really good player with a high ceiling. So I thought he played a decent game yesterday. I've got no sort of disgruntlements about him, but really should have had more chances. It's the same with all of them, really. These four, apart from Haaland, none of these really has any chances to put a ball in the back of the net. Yeah, it just feels like there's no goals coming from anywhere other than Haaland, which is a real problem. Rodri again, it's good to have him back. But great, just he was great. He was great. Nothing to complain about for him, in my opinion. Just standard textbook Rodri. It just was. But I mean, rest of the team really let him down, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything to complain about Rodri. Rodri's just the class player he still is. Not quite up to scratch, considering he hasn't played. This is his first start in 11 months. But he'll get there. He played a full 90 and he was great. So, no complaints there. Ryan Ait-Nouri, nursing an injury by the looks of things, but, nothing to really say about him in all honesty. Just, he was there really. He was a player. Probably just the most middle-grounded player in the game, really. There is literally nothing to say about Ryan Ait-Nouri. Just, you could tell he was harbouring an injury, really, and he made a couple. Felt like he got out-muscled a couple of times, and it was just like, needs to be more physical, but like we say, it looked like he was harbouring an injury by the looks of it. Kusanov, he was brilliant. His pace is ridiculous. I think once he's up to scratch, he's gonna be a machine, because he is so fast. And as sad as it is to say, if he hadn't got injured, if he was on instead of Ruben Diaz, I don't think that last goal happens. I really don't, because Ruben just came into the game. Kusanov's been playing it for the whole game. He's more adept to the situation that's going on, and he's faster to recover. So I think for that last goal, Kusanov prevents it. Ruben Diaz obviously doesn't. But, you can't change the thing. So you got hurt, calf injury. What can you do? Ruben should have done better at the end, but that's another story. Johnny Stones, standard, just it's Stonesy. 6.8 is standard rating. Nothing to complain about in terms of his game. And then Matheus Nunes. Handball, it's not his fault. Sun's in his eyes. The ball's getting flung towards him. He goes like that. It's a penalty. It is. But what's he meant to do? Now, I'm not trying to argue the rule book here, but the ball's being pinged in his face. He's got sunshine in his face. He goes like that. He goes like that with his hand, and the ball hits him. Like, it's a penalty by every sense of it. But it's like, come on. Like, when you break it down, he goes like that. The ball hits his hand. If he didn't put his hand up, the ball's still going to bounce away in the exact same trajectory, but except Nunes is going to be on the floor with a concussion. It's like, I don't know. It's a funny one. It's the rules, so you can't start. You can't complain. That's the reason. He shouldn't have his hands up like that. He should do the little jump and try and block his spin. But rules are the rules. It's a penalty by every standard. But what can you do? And James Trafford, again, nothing to complain about. I worry his confidence has been knocked by it. Penalty save. He dove the wrong way. What can you do about it? And the goal at the end was just decent skill by the Brighton player, and he tries to get himself down, and he just sort of gets dribbled past. Like, it's a one-on-one situation. It's a tricky one to sort of do. It was good skill by the Brighton player, and you can't really blame Trafford too much for that, to be honest. And yeah, I suppose looking back, he should be player of the match because he made some very crucial saves, really. So I mean, what can you do? Like, saved. Very good saves. That was a brilliant. Was it brilliant? Yeah, was it this one? I think it might be that one. He made some brilliant saves, but again, just couldn't hold out. No discredit to him. It was just the defence couldn't hang on. Subs are nothing I've really fallen home about either. Without being rude, Nico came on. Nothing happened. Jeremy came on. He lost the ball a few times. Rico and Ruben came on for the last 5 minutes, and the defence was in disarray, and they scored a winner. So that's just that. That's all you can really say about it, really. But yeah, I suppose Trafford's a justified man of the match because he made some great saves. It's just a shame we couldn't hang on. Stats. As expected. We dominated the ball. First half's a different story to the second. First half, battered them. Second half, look at that. They should not be allowed all that in a second half. That's just appalling. Look at the difference there from the first to the second. Look at the XG. Look at the shots. It's just appalling. Really, it's just appalling. Not a good performance by any means. But it's an international break now, so we just got to go away, clear our heads, watch some terrible international football, and we just come back for the Manchester Derby, which I'm sure will be successful as ever. But no, I'm confident. And as you can see by the time, the window's shut. So yeah, who knows? Like, it's probably January Donnarumma in goal for the Derby. That could be interesting. As well as who else is gone? Akanji's gone. Gundo's gone. Edison's gone. 3 of that bench is gone. So yeah, really interesting one. I'm interested to see sort of how the season goes, but all I can urge for my fellow City fans is keep your expectations low. You know, it's going to be another one of those years where we're just going to have to fight through it. And by fight through it, I mean we might go on a cup run and finish top 4. Which, I mean, it's all you want as a football fan. We're not at the level to be competing for trophies. We're just not. It's as simple as that. But we just need to give the team time, really. Stop abusing the players and just let the club will work it out. We still have a great manager. People are saying, like, going against Pep, like, yeah, you can blame Pep. I don't mind people, like, I'm trying to think of the word for it. What's the word for it? Not really, blame Pep. I don't mind people who are blaming Pep because you know you could argue he is at fault for the system and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the players still should be doing better. And like I always say, if there's anyone who can coach his way out of this mess, it's Pep Guardiola. So I back him every step of the way. I honestly do. I'll allow the people to blame him, but you know, what more can you say? He's the greatest manager of all time. He can get us out of this mess. But yeah, we've got a bit of a run up ahead, haven't we? Got the Derby, then we've got the return of Kevin De Bruyne, the Etihad. Then we've got Arsenal away. Could be a bit of a tricky run. I'll be interested to see what this looks like, these 5, by the night of the 21st. Is it 5 Reds? Who knows? I don't think it will be. I think we'll win one of them at least. I think we'll win the Derby. We'll draw to Napoli, and we'll lose to Arsenal. And I would take that. I'll take a narrow loss to Arsenal. Let's not take an embarrassment. Hold our own against Napoli. Show that we can compete against a decent Champions League side, and obviously beat the Reds. That's what you want. I'll be happy with that. And then we go into a run of do well in the cup, 3 points against the Burnley side, show ourselves a good performance away in the Champions League, and then possibly a tricky game away at a side where we do sometimes struggle away at Brentford. So, yeah, and that takes us to the 5th of October. So, you know, over the next month we've got 7 games, which I think once we've done them 7 and we've played 10 games of the season, then I think we can accurately judge where we are with expectations and sort of how players are performing. But until then, I think we just need to keep our heads high and just keep chugging along and trusting the team. But I'm interested to see how some of these, how the team's going to gel, you know. With Donnarumma coming in and a few of the older ones leaving, it'll be quite interesting to see. But for the most part, I'm still confident. I still think, you know, I'm looking forward to the season ahead, you know. Interested to see what happens, you know. That's football. But yeah, nothing more to say than come on City. I will set our sights on the Derby. That's all we need. Let's beat United. Come on City.